I think to define full-time mirroring, first we've got to understand what's mirroring.
Yeah.
So the first question is, what's mirroring? So in 4D, we've had a mirror feature for quite some time. It's built around two commands. You have new log file, which you call on the primary machine, which creates new log files. You have integrate log file, which you call on the mirror machine to integrate the changes.
Okay, so wait. So new log file, you're logging a new log file that segregates, giving you a segment, and then you get it to the...
Why don't I just show you how it works?
Oh, that would be great. Thank you. Actually, let's show all of us, please.
Let's show everybody
Yes,
how it works.
that'd be good.
Okay. So we'll look at mirroring as it stands today in v14. I have a production server and a mirror server. Number one, most important, the production server is using 4D's journal feature, the logging feature. So I've got a journal on production. The way mirroring works, I call new log file on the production machine, creates a new log file on the disk, but it renames the old log file and gives me what we commonly refer to as a segment.
So every change to your database is written to that journal.
Yes.
At some point, you call the new log file. Kind of all those changes represent at one point of the database, if you will. Okay.
And so the way mirroring works is, once I have a segment, I need to get it over to the mirror using whatever technology I choose, whether it's HTTP or FTP or whatever.
Or a memory stick in my pocket, right?
Lyle could be running up and down the hallway, transferring it back and forth. Once that segment is on the mirror machine, I use the integrate, on the mirror machine. It could be in a network location also.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be physically on the machine.
But the mirror machine's going to have access to that file.
Need access to it. I call the integrate log file command. The mirror integrates all of the changes that were within that segment.
Updating its data engine
it means
with the changes.
That the mirror is as up to date as the most recent segment it integrated.
That's wonderful.
Yes, it's good. Now, so what does this give us? What is the advantage? Let's say the production server goes down.
That's not good.
No, that's not good.
But it happens.
It happens. So what's the recovery scenario? Number one, I need to get that most recent journal file from the production machine over to the mirror machine, just as I did before.
And that's, though it's named differently, that's a segment, right? It's a whole bunch of changes to your database.
Yeah, there's no fundamental difference between the 4BL and the journal. They're both log segments.
Okay.
So on the mirror, I call integrate log file. And what I have now is a full, complete copy of all the data changes from my failed production server on another server that I can then make a production machine.
You just move the clients over to that, and the DNS entries and all that, and that's great. What's the problem? It's perfect.
It's excellent.
Yeah. Oh.
What's the problem?
It's not making a journal file itself.
So today, the mirroring feature that we have is amazing from a recovery standpoint.
Absolutely. You still have production, even though production went offline. That's really good.
The difficulty is my mirror machine is not journaling changes. That's not good.
No.
Let's fix it.
So what you do?
We fixed it. It's a very complex solution. Bear with me. So same setup in v14. I have a production machine, a mirror machine. The production machine is journaling. The complex solution is the mirror machine is journaling.
So every change that does get integrated into the mirror gets written to that same journal. Awesome. Okay.
So if we go through the same mirroring scenario, we segment on the production machine. We send the segment over to the mirror machine. We integrate the change. And as Lyle just said, very important, all of those changes that were just integrated are also being logged into the mirror's journal file.
Okay.
Disaster scenario. The server goes, stop taking the server down. Yeah. The server goes down. The same recovery procedure. Integrate the most recent changes from the production machine. Get rid of the failed hardware. But now what I have is a full copy of the production machine, and it's being journaled.
And that's good.
That's good. It gets better.
Okay.
Because that formerly mirror machine is being journaled, I can use the same technology, bring in a new mirror, and start mirroring my new production server. Same, it's going backwards in my slides, but it's the same.
It's the same.
The same mechanism as before. So start segmenting, start sending the changes over, start integrating the changes. All right, so when I say full-time mirroring, I mean full-time mirroring.
All right.
Now, the interesting thing also is that because basically everything is being journaled, that second mirror that we brought in could actually have been running the entire time.
In fact, that's kind of the idea behind mirroring is you set up your primary machine, you set up a mirror, you set up another mirror. So when that disaster happens, you still have two machines running. It's pretty
You
nice.
always have at least one production and one mirror at all times.
And in fact, there's not a limit. You could keep adding
Yeah,
machines.
of course. We want you to add as many as you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how'd we do that?
Yeah. Well, that was easy.
Oh,
That was the easy part. But we took an opportunity while investigating this issue and working on a solution for this issue to look at journaling in general in 40 and look at different ways that we could improve it with three goals: to improve stability, to improve the reliability of the journaling mechanism, and to decrease the complexity. And that last one I really liked. I want to talk about a feature specific to that last point, which is to decrease complexity. There's a new feature in v14 called Selective Journaling. I think the concept is pretty easy to understand. The idea is in your database, you have some tables that you care about, like a company table. You want to have changes to that table logged in the journal file. And
mirrored.
And mirrored, of course. So there's a new property, a new table property called include in log file, and of course I want that turned on for the company table.
But there are also other tables in your system that you do not need to log, like an error log or an error table. And that's specific to every server. You want it to be there so you can access it, see what kind of errors might be occurring. But you don't want to propagate that. So what you do is you don't check the checkbox. That table's changes will not be written to the journal. It will not be mirrored. And therefore, you'll have smaller, more important journal files. And you won't be doing duplication of data that's just not necessary to duplicate.